This video is about percentages. As video number 18, we will discuss percentages and related topics like interest, compound interest, discounts, and investment returns in this video. Let us continue here. Let's continue with the next section. Okay. We already discussed percentages and some situation using percentages. And in this section, we will discuss about simple interest, generally called interest. Okay. Then we will have section on a compound interest, investment returns, and discount. Simple interest. What's interest anyway? It's in simplest term, it is like a rent on money. Okay. In financial circles, it might be called time value of money. Okay. Someone lends money and he expects a return on it, and it's called interest. The return on the lent money is interest. Okay, let's continue here. So how to compute interest? First thing is we know what interest is, then we have to compute interest, and let's see how to compute. It's just like again computing rent on a property. Okay, if someone leases an apartment at $300 a month for a year, then his rent would be $300 a month, and for the entire lease time it will be $3,600. Okay, so it's just like same thing that we will rent or lend money at interest, which is a return just like rent. Okay, let's continue here. And here's the formula we will use to compute. Simple interest is units of money times interest rate times period. Units of money is like a property, okay, and interest rate is like a rent on a property, and period is number of terms, like number of months, number of years. Okay, let's continue here. So we would need how much money is involved, and what's the interest rate agreed on, and what's the number of periods the interest need to be paid over. Okay, let's continue. Paid for. What's units of money in this question? We call it principal value sometimes. Principal or principal value. It's the amount in a currency borrowed by one party and lent to the other party in a transaction. And we'll have some examples here. So if $100 involved in a $100 lent at interest of 6% per year for 3 years. Okay. So here all three terms are stated here. Here's the units of currency, $100. Here's the interest rate, 6% a year. Here's the number of years. So it's 6% per year. So we have 3 years here. Okay, that's the number of periods is 3. And like $45.34 in a savings account. So that is this amount is the principal. Let's continue here. Or another example is $1,000 in a $1,000 certificate deposit. Certificate deposit is time deposit, and I believe in India they call it fixed. Same section. I say interest. It's a simple interest talking about. It's the same formula. I just repeat: units of money times interest rate times periods. Okay. What's the second term? It's agreed upon the return, also called rent in the property situation, on the borrowed or lent money. In rental property, it will be rent, not a lent money. It's stated in percent per period. Okay. Examples would be 3% per year, like okay, and another would be 1% per month, and maybe 6% per year, and so on. Okay, so these are just examples here. Let's continue. What's the period? Next we get this one, period, which is number of the terms. It's number of time units of the transaction term. So in a rental property, it will be in a year worth of lease 12 months. Okay, so in a certificate deposit for 3 years, it will be 3 years. Okay? And okay, in 30-day notice, it will be a 30 days the uh, so in 3-year time deposit, its period is 3 years. Okay? In 10 years, U.S. Treasury period is 10 years. So Treasury matures in 10 years. In a 30-day note, its period is 30 days. Interest is again principal value. Units of money is called principal or principal value. And interest is called rate. And the period is called N. So it's a principal value RP sometimes, RPV times rate times N. That's how we compute a simple interest. Simple interest is principal value times rate times N. Rate is stated as percent per term, and N is number of. And I'm looking for example. I'm looking getting example from a book figuring. Figuring is by Shakuntala Devi. Okay. Let's continue here. Example, what's interest on $326 earning at the rate of 6% per year for a period of 60 days? Okay, this is my principal value. This is my rate. This is the 60 days is the number of days involved, and interest is stated as per year. So 60 days would be 1/6 of a year. Okay, let's continue here. We'll make some assumptions here. Assume 30 days in a month, 12 months in a year, and 360 days in a year. We also did that same thing, assumptions in my fourth grade when we learned the interest. Let's continue here. Interest is 326. So many are the principal, and this is the in 6% is 6 divided by 100. Remember that when the percentage we say that it has the implied denominator of 100. That's my implied denominator of 100, which in this expression I explicitly state that it's 100 is the denominator. That which was implied was I have stated that explicitly here. And here the number of terms here, number of terms. It's a 60 is the day and 360 is the whole term. So 60 divided by 360 is the number involved here in the example here. Let's continue here. So that's equal to 326 times 6 times 60. I'm just trying to multiply first horizontally, first the numerators, 6, and then denominator 100 times 360. Okay, let's continue here. Now here is 360 here, 6 times 60 and 360 in the denominator. So we would cancel them out. We'll divide both the numerator and denominator by 360. Okay, let's continue here. That gave me 326 times 1 divided by 100. When you extract out a factor of 360 from here, it leaves a 1. Okay, and when you extract out a factor of 360 from the denominator, leaving me 100. Okay, and that is equal to $3.26. So what happened is, in this example, my number of days is 60, interest rate is 6% per year, then interest is for 60 days. We just take this number $326 and move the decimal place to the 2 places to the left. So we just did that. So it become 326 cents. When you take it $326 and try to compute interest at rate of 6% per year for 60 days, it is 326 cents. And that comes from 1 over 100. $1, 1/100th of a dollar is 1 cent. Okay, so that is $3.26. So for this example, it's simple because 360 here in the numerator and 360 in the denominator can observations. Okay, so we just use this observation here. 6 times 60 divided by 100 times 360, that was involved in the previous calculations. Okay, so and that 360 divided by 100 times 360, and 360 is a common factor of the numerator and denominator of this fraction or ratio. Okay, Okay, let's see. So cross out 360 in the numerator. I got 1, in denominator I have 100. Okay, so that's 1 divided by 100, and which is 0.01, and that means when we multiply this number by something else, that something else, we move the decimal place 2 places to the right. Okay, let's continue here. For interest rate at 6% for a period of 6 months, just move the decimal place to the left by 2 places. Okay. So for interest at the rate of 6% for a period of 6 months, just move the decimal place to the left by 2 because of this simplification here. Let's just continue here. Can we use same results in other cases? Now, this was a special case, and we were able to cancel out the 360 in the numerator and 360 in the denominator. Okay? You can sure try and often succeed. Okay? The following slide includes more examples from the same book where we use a different number of days or different example. Compute interest of $398 at 6% per year. We still have same rate, but we have 70 days now. Okay? We know that for 60 days, interest rate would be $3.98. Move the decimal place to the 2 points to the left. So just did that. Our $398 become 398 cents, which is $3.98. Okay, now 60 days interest we are computing. Now 10 days we need to compute. Okay? Interest for 10 days is $0.66, 66 cents. Okay, it's 0.66 cents. I just did 1/6 of that and did rounding. Okay? So 398, 1/6 of that is 0.66. Okay, I did some rounding. I'm trying to keep it 2 decimal places because US currency is the smallest denomination is 1 cent, which is 0.01. Okay, interest for 70 days is, I'm going to add these two terms, 60 days 398, $3.98, and for 10 days is 66 cents. So we add $3.98 to 66 cents, and I have a result of $4.64. So it is a, for 60 days was $3.98 interest, and for 70 days interest is $4.64. Let's continue here. Interest on $456. So we have a another example is at 6%. Now we have 66 days. So still keep the 6% here. Okay. So for 60 days it's $4.56. Okay. For 10 days, 6 days is 46 cents because it's I'm taking 10th of this number here. Okay. 66 days interest is that number $4.56 plus 46 cents is $5.02. Okay, let's continue here. Continue and see, make some observations from the previous discussions and examples. Let's continue here. How do we handle interest rates? Different interest rates. We in the examples I covered, interest rate was always fixed at 6% per year. So let's see if we had a different interest rate. How do we do that? Okay. In VM, we try to use pre-solved results, which are more sutras or observations. As such, we can represent other interest rates in 6% in terms of 6% per year. Okay, so if the interest rate is not 6% per year, and let me show you how we do that and give some examples. 3% per year would be half of the rate, 6% rate, and 2% of per year would be 1/3 of the 6% per year rate. 1% per year would be 1/6 of the, so we compute at 6% per year, then we divide by 6. Okay, okay, and 4% would be 3%, which is half, plus 1/6, 1% a year. Okay? And 5% per year, it would be 3% per year plus 2% per year. Okay? And 7% per year would be 6% per year plus 1% per year. Okay? And 8% per year would be 6% per year plus 2% per year. Okay, let's continue. You can. We're not trying to make it complicated here in Vedic math. We're trying to see maybe it's simpler somehow because we have pre-solved the result for 6% and so maybe per year, and we already know, and 60 days it's say $1 earns a 1 cent of interest. Okay, so in 60 days at 6% per year, $1 earns 1 cent of interest. Okay, but if you prefer, you can apply the formula directly. Okay, so if this one seemed a little too cumbersome, okay, and you can apply the formula directly if you prefer. Okay, so these are just ways to use the pre-solve the results of that. We know 6% per year for 60 days is 1 cent for every dollar. Okay, let's continue. Let's look at references here. Okay. First reference is Vedic Math Teacher's Manual, Volume 1. This is Elementary Teacher's Volume, and it's by Ken Williams, and you can find it at vedicmaths.org. PDF form is available for free, and print form you can purchase. Let's continue here. Second reference listed is the common reference, that's the primary reference, Vedic Mathematics by Bharti Krishna Tirtha ji, and that is the primary reference on the Vedic math. Tirtha ji is a founder of the Vedic math. Let us continue. Now here is Discovery Vedic Math by Ken Williams. It's a most complete, authoritative, and consistent notations, and this book is organized by sutras. Let's continue here. Vedic Math for Schools in 3 volumes by James T. Glover. Mr. Glover used these books in his school. They're very easy to read, very complete, not as complete as Williams' book is, and contains significant geometry which I have not covered at all. Let's continue here. And Figuring by Skuntala Devi. I used some of the exercises from this Glover's book, and I used some of the examples from this book Figuring. Let us continue here.